big Gemini shit. I don't know what's going on. I think that we ain't close to the Virgo season coming off all the Mercury retrogrades, but yes, like this shit is like kinda out of hand. Okay, I took so long to make the bed over our mattress is diabolical. But I wanted to keep her in the video, but in the live stream, y'all, we've been up since 8. Went to the store. Got everything I needed. Got everything I needed. It was really stressful. Not stressful. It's just been a very busy day. That's the word. That's the word. But to have a Bible study, people don't understand, man. With that type of energy going on in your house, you can't help but respect it and kind of like want that shit around. Don't matter if I'm spiritual and don't want, you know what I'm saying? Like, once you get to a certain level in spirituality, all that's needed. Nigga, we fuck with everybody. All the spiritual leaders and ascended masters, Jesus and beyond. So, that's why I'm at with like, I don't know. Oh, ain't y'all sensitive? Bad news for Tori.
Largest study of its kind showing dogs can actually mirror their owner's health. Researchers in the U.S. monitoring more than 20.
That's hard.
Hey,
not that's hard.
What's going on, you guys? Hey, welcome back to another episode with
Because that's what kids do.
Big shout out to all the iTrack fan, man, that have just tapped in at this very moment. If this is your first time here, what we like to do is take a look at the most interesting and creepy videos. But remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Smash that subscribe button.
No, don't mess up. All right, okay, come on, y'all.
Tonight, the largest study of its kind showing dogs can actually mirror their owner's health. Researchers in the U.S. monitoring more than 26,000 dogs. The study revealing dogs and owners can develop many of the same chronic conditions, including hypertension, diabetes, and arthritis, because they likely share the same environment as their owners.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's extremely interesting because humans kind of react the same way. If you've lived with anybody for an extended period of time, you catch a cold, whoever you're living with tend to kind of mirror those symptoms, you know, and a lot of the married folk might be able to attest to that. But let me know what you think.
I just dropped something massive.
I was gonna say when an old person died, usually they partner go with
the first AI model designed for deep reasoning.
more
And by the way, it's now smarter than advanced PhD students. You're gonna want to see this. Basically, when you ask O1 a question, it takes time to digest the problem, like a human would. Then it lays out its step-by-step reasoning to get to the answer. Like, watch this example. This guy created a Korean sentence with a bunch of jumbled, fake, made-up characters. Now, native Korean speakers would easily be able to identify those were fake and translate around them in real time. But even the latest version of ChatGPT can't do it. It gets stuck and then errors out. Now watch this. He feeds the broken Korean sentence into the O1 model and asks it to translate. It thinks for 15 seconds, and then it solves it. It decodes the garbled text, deciphers what each word should mean, builds an encryption method to enhance the translation, rewrites all the broken words, and translates it perfectly. This is how a human reasons through problems. We can come up with the answer and show you how we did it. And now, show you
You know what? I got a prediction. I got a real-life prediction. In the next 4 to 5 years, we will not need colleges
and all sign readings
there won't be
and
any
different
need
stuff,
for
right?
it. Your degree will be useless.
The normal shit tarot
is now warning of a real-life Godzilla. After Japan began the controversial...
Spirit tell me to go into doing that when I know I could be more consistent with doing it. Y'all just gotta ask me for a tarot reading.
For release of the 1.3 million tons of treated radioactive water into the sea today. If you didn't know, for the last 12 years, workers at the plant have been pumping water through Fukushima's ruins in efforts to prevent the debris from overheating and causing further damage. But they say that storing all of that contaminated water is becoming too expensive and they're running out of space. So treating the water and releasing it into the ocean is what they've decided. The United Nations nuclear watchdog has approved the plan, with multiple regulatory bodies and experts concluding that the impact on the environment and people would be negligible. Some, however, either disagree with or don't trust these experts, with one of those being China. They accuse Japan of using the ocean like their private sewer, and now imposed a blanket ban on all imports of Japanese seafood. Their state media also said that it could open Pandora's box and trigger fears of mutations leading up to the real Godzilla.
Hold on, y'all. There be so much going on. I do not like these little beads that be in, what's the rice called? Because I used to eat it when I was going plant-based. It's not natural rice. What is the rice called? Like, but that shit be looking like little roaches or bugs. I hate it. I mean, it's cooked now, but it's called something. I'm gonna look it up. It's called something.
It is 2023. The question is, do you trust the experts on this one, or is this a disaster waiting to happen?
Godzilla? No. A mutant fish with like 3 or 4 eyes? Maybe.
Many of my followers remember the series of videos I did about Basquiat. He was a famous artist back in the 1980s, idolized by many of those in Hollywood, including Jay-Z and Ellen DeGeneres. A lot of his artwork looks similar to this. Some of the articles I found allege that he was a medium, a magician, a shaman of sorts, and his mission was nothing less than restoration of powerful spiritual function to art, a channeling of the eternal through the ephemeral. They allege he learned from his mother, who knows the lowest, the Haitian gods, and he knows what they sound like on a jazz record. You can hear Urzuli when she's speaking through a clarinet and understands the relationship between possession and the dance floor, and that the gods are in the music. Well, I had recently watched Sinners, just a movie about the vampires, but I noticed that in the movie they used blues and jazz music. When I researched why they included jazz music in a movie about vampires, it states one article even suggests that the music, particularly the blues, acts as a portal between different realms or dimensions within the film. But could it also do the same in real life? While I was scrolling online yesterday, I saw some things about what Willow Smith was posting on IG. I'm not going to post those here, but I did stumble across this video that she posted and I found it very interesting. Listen closely.
Jazz is the only genre of music that can hold every single genre of music inside of it without any discussion.
So question. If jazz is the only genre of music that can hold any genre of music inside of it, does that mean that jazz music could be integrated in any genre of music?
Yeah.
Stay with me.
The flower of life is the only geometrical shape that can hold every single shape inside of it. The circle can also hold every single shape inside of it. Jazz is
a circle.
I'll tell you when you know.
So are portals. So it has me wondering if jazz music is incorporated in every genre of music, and could it possibly open portals without people even realizing it? I think it's an absolutely bizarre thought, but they seem to think that it's possible to open portals through music. What do you guys think?
Now that clip is definitely one to marinate on, and I can tell you for a fact, I'm gonna need to marinate on it.
Now, if you start drinking more and more water, it will obviously fill your stomach. But that same water will also get absorbed into your bloodstream, causing your brain cells to swell. If you gulp down around 6 liters of water within an hour, you could end up dying pretty quickly.
Toothpaste made out of
switch up everything.
could be on shelves in 2 years, and scientists say it's the secret to stopping tooth decay. Researchers from King's College London say, yes, it's down the top of your head. Keratin, a protein of human hair, skin, nails, and the wool of sheep, forms a dense mineral coating that basically mimics the structure and function of natural enamel, protecting teeth, and potentially sealing exposed nerve channels that cause sensitivity. UK researchers hope to channel the power of keratin into a daily toothpaste or a professionally applied gel that can target problem areas.
I mean, those researchers must have been bored, because I'm sure there are other ways of collecting keratin than using people's hair.
When it's just us three, us four,
I told you the true meaning of Satan is the god of this world has nothing to do with a pitchfork-wielding demon and has everything to do with Father Time. You see, before there was Satan of the Bible, there was Saturn, Kronos, and the early Hebrew Hasatan, the accuser. You see, Saturn offers a six-sided principle in solution to organizing chaos. It is the so-called sixth planet of our solar system, which is marked by a hexagon at its north pole. Saturn is the material governor, entrapping the soul in the illusion of time, flesh, matter, and the corporeal realm. The Seal of Solomon, also known as the Star of David, is said to overcome these forces because it encompasses the principle of as above, so below.
Kashi and Knight, y'all come in here.
When he said, Father, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. He was reminding us to use
I need y'all to get comfortable up here anyway. I got something to do back there at 2 o'clock.
Six principle from the number of the beast, which is the number of man.
And I'm gonna do it whether the lady want to do it or not. Okay?
Protons, 6
I got a
neutrons,
reason
and
to
6
do it.
electrons, which gives new meaning to the beast system
You
of
play
the
with
book
them
of
too,
Revelation.
but
So next time you hear Satan is the god of this world, remember Jesus
But
taught
yeah,
us
I gotta
to
go
use
back
the
there and
third
do
eye.
something
If thine
in a
eye
while.
be single, the whole body is full of light.
Well, like
Want to know
an
more about
hour
the
or
Saturn
less.
principles? Leave me a comment.
We need to wake the heck up. Again, not with fear, but with focus. We need to get our house in order fast. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
They've got a pretty good kick on.
I want y'all to get up here. I had just thought about it. Come up here and like get used to
Looks
it.
like fun and games,
You know.
but here's
I know
the
y'all
thing.
used to being back there.
Humans did not program these robots to play. They learned the game by themselves.
It's coming up with these interesting different strategies, different ways to walk, different ways to block.
And they're doing it. They're scoring over and over again.
It said yesterday.
Another thing, baby, that'll be a good spot
But
for
it was
you to
more
TikTok
about
stuff.
the creative direction of the story. And we sat for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, that's why I
about it.
cleaned it
loved
out.
I
So
wanted to
we
make that
could
movie
do stuff like
so
that.
badly.
Go live and
but
stuff
with
when
that
it be too
story,
busy.
I felt the only way I could make that
If
movie
I wasn't on
is
live,
it had
I
to
would have
be a
put this
love
fork back in my
story,
mouth.
not a vengeance story. I
But y'all
don't
ain't finna
believe
catch me
in
being
violence as the reaction to violence. So when I'm looking at that, it's like, no. It has to be for love. The only way he can retrieve his love is to do this. He can't want to be this. No. Like, violence begets
People just don't be
For me,
understanding.
I just couldn't connect
I would literally wear the
to
same
violence
thing
being the answer. Love had to be
for a whole month because it's easy. I literally
Yeah,
wear
right,
the same
exactly.
thing over and over
You know
and
what's the
over.
funniest thing
Who the
about that
fuck want to
clip?
go
It's
searching for
Will
clothes?
Smith fixing his mouth to
But
say
it's
that
something I just
violence
thought
isn't
about.
the
But I
answer.
was
But he's
thinking
the
about
same
changing.
one to smack the hell
my
out
tarot
of Chris
reading
Rock
later.
in front of everybody on national TV. Life is full of hypocrisy, I tell you.
This ever taught us how the body is designed to communicate. So it's pretty cool.
I'm live, y'all.
In the early 1900s, there was this very smart man
What's
named
up,
Nikola
Mama?
Tesla. Tesla was a smart man, and most people would recognize his face, but not. And they probably heard his name, but they don't know what he did. But he said this very, very important thing years ago. He said, if you want to understand the universe, the secrets to the universe, even that, He said, if you want to understand the secrets to the universe, you have to know what energy, frequency, and vibration means. Well, what he was implying back then, he couldn't prove it because microscopes weren't strong enough yet. But what he was implying was that every single cell, especially inside of our body, that's what we're talking about, our body, every single cell inside of our body has a unique job to do. And that cell will do its job as long as the frequency coming out of the cell is working. And so, but again, he was out there and he couldn't prove anything.
Did this lucid meditation where you just lay down and you put a pillow underneath your legs and you focus on not moving. That right there is the door. Because once you lay down on your back, you focus on not moving, and as you're doing that, you'll eventually feel this pulling sensation. And that pulling sensation is the door to leaving your body. You do that every day, I promise you, you're going to have an experience. I'm doing that every day in my house. I leave my body and I see something hunched out of my television watching me. And then I go back to the body.
That's like
and then I do it again. There's something in my room watching me at that point. And I literally like, okay, maybe this is real.
That's on that
food.
yeah. And she didn't want to do this part. But that's the boy thing. I seen it. Yeah. Well, it's the girly version. I like it though.
I know that's all.
Okay, the more I look at it, the more I see. I barely
dance
noticed anything.
baby.
But then I noticed the eyelashes. And I thought, huh, very well manicured there. Washed it again. I noticed the eyes looking right. On down to what I thought was a snout. I wish we could see more of that. The ridges on its nose, right down there, like almost, I don't know, I was going to say scale-like, but maybe that's just what it looks like up close. The longer I look at it, the longer I can tell it's not a bear. But what is it? The guy that sent it in doesn't know. He wants us to figure it out. He did say in the mountainous part of Georgia that he lives that there is talk of Bigfoot. He's
gotta
not
be
much of a
Bigfoot,
believer,
because-
but he has definitely heard rumblings of Bigfoot, Sasquatch, other creatures in his area. Anyhow, I don't want to beat this clip over the head because it's not very long, but I want to know what you guys think.
Like you know,
That I have on my channel, I definitely haven't seen any Bigfoot that looks like that. It looks more kind of like a
human
cat type thing, but the eyes didn't look like a cat.
Yeah, the eyes
think
look
it's just
human.
some really strong CGI. Let me know down in the
I don't
comments.
even think Bigfoot eyes would look human though. It may look more human than animal. You know what I'm saying? I think that much.
The highest resolution simulation ever done on the
Like, you
moon's
know
origin
how
or other giant
people's are
impacts. So
circular?
here's what it might have looked like in the
I don't
hours
think their
after
eyes
the
would look
impact.
exactly like
During the
us.
collision,
Yeah,
nearly
if that
all
makes
of
sense.
Earth and the object that hit it melted and reformed as one object, and the mass that was expelled from the collision formed the moon. The Apollo missions to the moon brought back a bunch of moon rocks, and scientists found that the Earth and the moon...
I think she just explained it. It's okay.
Cats. Or do you think it's just some really strong CGI? Let me know down in the comments.
The moon was formed when a giant object the size of Mars crashed into Earth, and NASA just released the highest resolution simulation ever done on the moon's origin or other giant impacts. So here's what it might have looked like in the hours after the impact. During the collision, nearly all of Earth and the object that hit it melted and reformed as one object, and the mass that was expelled from the collision formed the moon. The Apollo missions to the moon brought back a bunch of moon rocks, and scientists found that the Earth and the moon have incredibly similar characteristics, and gases found in lunar meteorites the moon when it was hit by an asteroid or something match those of ancient Earth. Some of the moons of other planets are captured asteroids that got stuck in that planet's gravity and started orbiting, or they actually formed at the same time that the planet did, but not ours. Our moon is really Earth's lost appendage.
Stop the cap.
Showing all the pilots suspected of being intoxicated was pulled off a flight to Chicago. This all happened on the Southwest Airlines flight back in January. The pilot, David Alsop, was getting ready to fly the plane from Savannah to Chicago when police boarded.
When was the last time you had someone drink?
Last night?
About how many hours ago?
Like 10 hours ago, at least.
Would you be willing to provide field sobriety with it?
No.
Why not?
Y'all ever seen the movie Flight? Y'all gotta go check it. It's literally what happened. Body camera footage shows pilot accused of being intoxicated pulled from flight to Chicago.
He was chewing.
That nigga can't even walk a straight line.
And was charged with DUI.
No, so
in the movie Flight, Denzel Washington was the person. This shit crazy. Y'all gotta look it up. I ain't even gonna
Did you know that every zodiac sign has a
because I
psychic
honestly
ability?
feel like
Aries
they
is
should be
pyrokinetic.
able to.
They have the ability to start and control fires with their mind. Taurus is telekinetic, the ability to move things with their mind. Geminis have remote viewing, and this is the ability to perceive or describe distant or unseen objects or things. Cancers are empaths. They have the ability to feel other people's emotions. Leos are channelers. They have the ability to receive and relay information from beyond this realm. Virgos are energy healers. They have the ability to channel and manipulate energy to heal themselves and others. Libras are telepathic. They have the ability to hear the thoughts of others and communicate without speaking. Scorpios are death warners. They have the ability to receive premonitions about death. Sagittarius have precognition, which is the ability to see and...
I'm gonna go back. I need to see the, like, are you just saying what's one of the gifts? Cause
with their mind. Geminis have remote viewing, and this is the ability to perceive or describe distant or unseen objects.
She didn't give no context. So are these like they're untapped in gifts that just happen naturally? It fucks with me because yeah, I know Scorpios have a lot of death around them, but I know that's not the only gift that they have.
Or things. Cancers are empaths. They have the ability to feel other people's emotions. Leos are channelers. They have the ability to receive and relay information from beyond this realm. Virgos are energy healers. They have the ability to channel and manipulate energy to heal themselves and others. Libras are telepathic. They have the ability to hear the thoughts of others and communicate without speaking. Scorpios are death warners. They have the ability to receive premonitions about death. Sagittarius have precognition, which is the ability to see into the future and know what's going to happen before it actually happens. Capricorns are mediums. They have the capability of connecting with those that have passed away. Aquarius are clairvoyant. They have the ability to see individuals or events that are beyond natural perception. And Pisces have the ability to astral project. This is the ability to leave your body and project into another realm. So what psychic abilities do you have?
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and call cap on this. Because if it was true, all hell would break loose on this earth already. You know what I mean? Think about it.
I want to say it's help.
You can tell a lot by...
I think her video didn't have no content. See,
somebody's capability of connecting with those that have passed away. Aquarius are clairvoyant. They have the ability to see individuals or events that are beyond natural perception. And Pisces have the ability to astral project. This is the ability to leave your body and project into another realm.
But it's not it.
So what psychic abilities do you have?
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and call cap on this. Because if it was true, all hell would break loose on this earth already. You know what I mean? Think about it.
I don't know what the fuck he meant by that. I don't know. I don't know what he said about that. But people that study astrology know that what she was saying was facts. But is she saying like that's their natural born gift? Obviously. That's what she was saying. Okay.
There's everyone there's to the soul. You can tell a lot by somebody's eyes. You can see if they are genuine, they are kind. You can tell if somebody is lying through their eyes. You can tell if somebody is evil, and you can also tell if somebody has suffered severe trauma. If you didn't know, this is Princess.
Just like the seppuku eyes. Y'all know about the seppuku eyes? Fat man. Come here, fat man. Where your shoes? Maybe I probably slipped them off. Come here, fat man. Is that a no? Cause you ain't okay.
Beatrice. She is the daughter of Prince Andrew, a royal who has went under a little bit of scrutiny for his alleged ties to men like Peter Nygaard and Jeffrey Epstein. Throughout her childhood and as you saw early adulthood, she was just a beautiful, normal little girl. She actually kind of reminded me of a mix between Prince Harry and Prince William. But somewhere down the line, something changed. Now it's no secret that Princess Beatrice has always had these big, beautiful green eyes. But at some point, her eyes begin protruding. It's called the bug-eyed effect. which is kind of reminding me of the physical characteristics Ashley Olsen is exhibiting today. So I'm going to ask you again, what could someone possibly go through to change their physical appearance so dramatically? Now, I got a little bit of heat in my last video for comparing Ashley Olsen to a war veteran, showing in as little as 4 years how much trauma can physically affect a person. But it's not just war veterans who have exhibited these traits, it's also children who have endured extreme trauma. This is what experts are calling the 1,000-yard stare. For example, we saw it with Riker Webb, a 3-year-old child who went missing in Montana, and after 2 days he was found like this. When I researched how much trauma can affect someone's eyes, alter pupil responses, vision.
But see, another thing about that, I wonder if people could like, could you? Because sometimes I pay attention, my eyes look like sleepy, or I might have extra bags, and they might be like bigger than normal. But if I get some rest, they might stop looking like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just curious to like, it's like, is it seppuku type eyes, or it's like the trauma eyes? Because most people, your eyes, you're not supposed to see under your eyeball. Like when your eyes open, so anybody you can see under their shit, they got seppuku eyes. So I'm wondering, is it that, or is it something like that could be fixed? And then at the same time, that posting, I think that posting actually happened. Like, I think
problems and even physical changes like bug-eyed appearance. I know a lot of people in my comment section say that these could all just be factors of aging, lifestyle, or plastic surgery, but could something more sinister be happening behind the scenes?
Now, I can actually chime in on this topic because I've known the guy for years, and he went through a sickness that caused his eyes to protrude. And it wasn't through any kind of like trauma or tragedy. It was literally like a sickness that caused his eyes to like bulge out.
What's the problem? Let me see. Crawl up the stairs and I took him off. But what I realized was, let me see, oh my gosh, I mean the remote. Because what he just said reminded me of what I needed to say. Like, oh, this is what I was saying, bro. What the fuck? I don't know if bro even know. Alright, let me depict exactly what he
plastic
said.
Surgery, but could something more sinister be happening behind the scenes?
Now, I can actually chime in on this topic because I've known the guy for years, and he went through a sickness that caused his eyes to protrude. And it wasn't through any kind of like trauma or tragedy. It was literally like a sickness that caused his eyes to like bulge out.
What time she had got up, Mom? Huh? What time Nova got up? Almost 8 o'clock. It was something 8. Think she need a nap? I think she need a nap. Come here, baby. Come here, Nova. Leave the phone. Leave the phone. Come here. I want you to take a nap. You in night and take a nap. But hold on, y'all. Cause I got something to say about this shit. With these seppuku eyes. Go take a nap. Go take your shoes off and get up in the bed. Yours. Okay. Come here, baby. You don't have no reason to be sad, okay? You're taking a nap because you're 5, okay? Because at night, y'all take a nap. Yeah, y'all need to take a nap. And it's best to take it now, so go ahead. I'm gonna wake you up and I don't know, we can talk about 3 o'clock. See, it's like, as a parent, you gotta realize, you gotta do stuff to make the routine and the schedule, or shit'll get hectic. You'll start yelling at your kids, just be stressed out. Everybody wanna do what they wanna do. These motherfuckers broke both of their tablets back in their birthday month. Both of their tablets is broke. So I don't have my other phone. So all I can do is sit here, try to tune and, you know, create some type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do this, but this is what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, not as in like, yeah, but I don't want to, I'm just doing this to get past the time until I have my tarot reading. Hold up, night don't walk. Come on, man. And Kashi, what happened to y'all practicing the TikTok? You are the reason. You're the reason. She was minding her business. You want to go over there and try to take over my phone. What happened to y'all practicing the TikTok? Okay, so that's where your focus should have been. Understand? Tomorrow, both of y'all getting up at 8 o'clock. Both of y'all gonna be taking a nap around this time. I'll trill y'all. Ain't that right, Midnight? He said, yes. I know you got your face. You don't even care about what you drinking. You just want a dog. And that's not okay no more. Not okay. Not okay. Not. God, turn the volume up. Turn the volume up, man. What's wrong with him? It's a baby couldn't watch the show.
And after he got over the sickness,
Gemini be the sign of communication, so we kind of know how to keep the energy, like energy stabilizers. That's what I be on, like keeping everybody comfortable, calm, cool, collected.
his eyes never changed.
What's
so
up,
it just
Luciano?
stayed like that.
Luciano.
So you know, some people might go through trauma and experience that, but there's also sicknesses that cause that as well.
It's the wheel of karma. One of the only things that Jesus they really admire is you have to be very brave to take that step and to sign up on this school.
Cheers.
So the majority of us are caught on this wheel going round and around and
Cheers.
around. For how many
I'm in Mobile, Alabama.
How
you doing today?
I'm tired of being right. You guys, I am tired about being right about this Mountain Dew conspiracy because we're about to have a blackout. Remember I told you guys to watch out for that flavor Baja Midnight? Well, guess what? Taco Bell is set to launch a permanent new flavor, Baja Midnight. Now, isn't it weird that Rosie O'Donnell puts out this cryptic message just last week?
Black out the system. Black out the system.
And of course she's being all dramatic with a black hoodie, but she's clearly alluding to something like this. Blackoutthesystem.com just popped up and their slogan says, "We're not asking, we're shutting it down." You guys, this is a call to action for a mass blackout to happen all over the United States happening on September 16th through the 20th. And this is what they want you to do. No work, no spending, no travel, no projects, no events, no restaurants, no backing out.
You can just hang out.
Yeah, this sounds really safe for our economy.
First of all, we're blacking out the system September the 17th. I'm talking about shutting down the whole grid, the economy, everything. No spending, no working, all of it. And we have created a Discord to ensure that
shutting down the grid. You guys, never in a million years I would expect it that a blackout would be self-inflicted by its own citizens.
And
do they not know what kind of chaos ensues?
They cannot shut down the internet to stop people from communicating and getting this energy out. which is even crazy. So I'm so happy I seen this video.
From this, have we not all seen the purge? I mean, what if even cops participate in this? So we just have a lawless land across 50 states. Got it. Not only that, 28 countries around the world are supporting this. Of course they would, because some of those people could be our enemies, and they want a shutdown to happen.
Yeah, okay, so this coming off to be a little bit more sinister than I expected. So, like, y'all realize if people don't, it's gonna create a purge. In a sense. Because think about how, like, it could artificially, like, how it could, like, on some AI shit, how, like, one thing can trigger one thing. Like, say if people don't, you know, go run the trains or something, and people, you feel me, I don't think that'll be safe. Like, say if people, like, let me see something that's important. Like, say if everybody stopped going to the store, or that's why I think they planning to do it so nothing will happen bad like the purge. But if everybody just stopped working, like the police, the police, the hospitals, the stores, there's gonna be a purge, nigga. Like, you telling me? And then it's like for one day, that's a long time. That's a long time, bro. It's a long time. But what's crazy is that it's crazy because they can't stop them. But then it's like, would you want to stop them? Because that could create some bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? But the only other thing is people are already used to staying in the house a lot these days, especially after COVID. Well, is it post-COVID? Anyway. So yeah, I don't know.
So I guess it's just a coincidence. While all this is going on, Mountain Dew releases Baja Midnight as a permanent new flavor, a new flavor that they've had in 20 years. I'm 30-0 at this point. Make sure you guys get my survival guide, link in bio, but what do you guys think about all this? Let me know below.
Survival guide, the Maverick
Now, blackout in America sounds pretty dangerous.
Right.
Especially if there's no police presence around.
Right.
It sounds like there might be some sleeper cells that might be waking up and taking advantage. But let me know what you think about this whole Mountain Dew conspiracy.
People who are high neuroticism carry long forms of a certain gene called the serotonin transporter gene. This gene means that high neurotics
produce... What do you say? I was talking.
Sounds pretty dangerous. Especially if there's no police presence around. It sounds like there might be some sleeper cells that might be waking up and taking advantage. But let me know what you think about this whole Mountain Dew conspiracy.
People who are high neuroticism carry long forms of a certain gene called the serotonin transporter gene. This gene means that high neurotics produce less serotonin more slowly. That is why warriors worry. They are literally warriors because it hurts them more when something bad happens.
Teeth are actually connected to other organs. Upper right tooth, if there's a root canal there or big mercury filling, I know that it's on energy field of like thyroid, parathyroid.
Mom. Oh yeah, Mom. She watching the thing. She'll never watch this though. That's why I want her to pay attention. Mom.
Yeah.
Listen to this right quick.
Huh?
Listen to this right quick. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. I ain't want to
stop. Let me know what you think about this whole Mountain Dew conspiracy.
People who are high neuroticism carry long forms of a certain gene called the serotonin transporter gene. This gene means that high neurotics produce less serotonin more slowly. That is why warriors worry. They are literally warriors because it hurts them more when something bad happens.
Teeth are actually connected to other organs. Upper right tooth, if there's a root canal there or big mercury filling, I know that it's on energy field of like thyroid, parathyroid, stomach, right breast, and pancreas. Oftentimes I will see also the health history, which was filled out beforehand, and I will see that there's definitely correlation there. Solution for it would be to just get the tooth out, because that tooth is holding a lot of bacteria. It's also on that energy field, so that's
I was talking about the
flow very good through the body, and we're having other issues to the body. For more.
This is quite literally the only example.
The
was stone depicted, but this
warriors
is not showing them cut a block.
Warriors worry, you know, when they worry about something going wrong, they worry, you know, they try to avoid it because it hurts them more. Like, why we don't like big bangs and stuff, type shit. Well, I'm listening. What you say?
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, I heard.
Yeah. See? But there's another reason why we ended up being homebodies. You know that? I said there's another reason we ended up being homebodies.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's safer.
When those guys are on their knees, they have those things that's showing a line.
You just be showing them carved stuff into it, because I saw examples where you have this wonderful stone and then these crude glyphs carved
and
into
another
it.
thing everybody say about Gemini, they'll say that Gemini want to do some shit, right? But eventually they'll change their mind real quick, because it's like, hold up, is that needed? Like, do I need to dibble and dabble, or do I need to go to this place? It's like, if not, if I can suffice, then I'm not going. It's like, how could this benefit me? If it ain't gonna benefit me to go to the store, I'm not going.
Why would the glyphs look like in comparison to a wonderful block? Let me just clarify. Dynastic Egyptians are the so-called ancient Egyptians. My argument, there was people before them doing work.
Do not ever sit inside a Tesla as it's charging.
And I used to do that, yeah, it felt awful.
Super dangerous. The EMS stuff is so serious, and people think that that's really woo-woo nuts. I am, every single night when I go to sleep, my phone is on airplane mode. I never ever keep that on Bluetooth. I interviewed this guy, and he tests homes for a living. His company's called Test My Home. You spend a couple $1,000s. He goes through, checks your air quality, how many toxic chemicals are in your home. He checks for mold. He has a fascinating mind on all this. And he said that there's one family that he was checking their house. They could not figure out why their daughter was deeply sick, couldn't sleep at night, had no idea what was going on.
I can't remember if I sent you
her headboard was on the other side of the wall that was connected to the
but I tried to
Bluetooth
deal
washer
with
and
it.
dryer.
I was happy
They disabled the Bluetooth and the washer and dryer, and she was sleeping through the night like that. Some people are not that affected by EMS. Some people are highly sensitive. When I'm on a long flight and my phone's in my hand for the entire flight, I can start feeling a buzzing sensation in my hand, and I start feeling kind of sick and stuff, and I have to like put my phone away and not hold it for a minute. I think sometimes if we really pay attention, we can start feeling the EMFs really affect us. That can significantly impact your sleep and anxiety levels.
I personally feel like it inside of Teslas.
I refuse to own a Tesla.
Evidence is overwhelming.
Bro.
That
What are they
we
talking
living in a simulated reality.
I ain't heard you talking about that. What's up?
Come follow us for more. This is quite literally the only example of them even doing anything with stone depicted. But this is not showing them cut a block.
What do you think they're using when those guys on their knees? They have those things that's showing a line.
You just be showing them carved stuff into it, because I saw examples where you have this wonderful stone and then these crude glyphs carved into it. Why would the glyphs look like in comparison to a wonderful block? Let me just clarify. Dynastic Egyptians are the
shit, y'all.
Flow very good through the body, and we're having other issues to the body. Come follow us for more.
This is quite literally the only example of them even doing anything with stone depicted, but this is not showing them cut a block.
What do you think they're using when those guys are on their knees? They have those things that's showing a line.
You just be showing them carved stuff into it, because I saw examples where you have this wonderful stone and then these crude glyphs carved into it. Why would the glyphs look like in comparison to a wonderful block? Let me just clarify. Dynastic Egyptians are the so-called ancient Egyptians. My argument, there was people before them doing work.
Do not ever sit inside a Tesla as it's charging.
And I used to do that, yeah, it felt awful.
It's the dumbest shit ever. But anyway, turn that down, girl. You look sleepy. Wanna go on me wrong? Good.
Super dangerous. The EMS stuff is so serious, and people think that that's really woo-woo nuts. I am every single night when I go to sleep.
Why would those glyphs look like in comparison to a wonderful block? Let me just clarify. Dynastic Egyptians are the so-called ancient Egyptians. My argument, there was people before them doing work.
Do not ever sit inside a Tesla.
So y'all just gonna go from talking about Egyptians to Tesla.
Super dangerous. The EMS stuff is so serious, and people think that that's really wooing nuts. I am every single night when I go to sleep, my phone is on airplane mode. I never ever keep that on Bluetooth. I interviewed this guy, and he tests homes for a living. His company is called Test My Home. You spend a couple $1,000s. He goes through, checks your air quality, how many toxic chemicals are in your home. He checks for mold. He has a fascinating mind on all this, and he said that there's one family that he was checking their house. They could not figure out why their daughter was deeply sick, couldn't sleep at night, had no idea what was going on. Come to find out, her headboard was on the other side of the wall that was connected to the Bluetooth washer and dryer. They disabled the Bluetooth and the washer and dryer, then she was sleeping through the night like that. Some people are not that affected by EMS. Some people are highly sensitive.
Do y'all know how much energy that takes?
When I'm on a long flight and my phone's in my hand for the entire flight, I can start feeling a buzzing sensation in my hand, and I start feeling kind of sick and stuff, and I have to like put my phone away and not hold it for a minute. I think sometimes if we really pay attention, we can start feeling the EMFs really affect us. That can significantly impact your sleep and anxiety levels.
I personally feel like it inside of Teslas.
I refuse to own a Tesla.
It's overwhelming.
It's kind of like, let me show y'all an example. It's kind of like we already naturally emit a lot of energy, right? So you being so close to something that emits like way different, more type of energy and coming from way different, more type of surface or whatever, just like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Teslas, goddamn, or like what's the thing, the solar powered shit. It's not saying the things are bad. They're good because they solar powered, of course, and they powerful. But to be by them constantly as a human can take just kind of even like it could be using your energy as well. You know what I'm saying? Perfect example. I'm gonna show y'all right now. I always said when I was starting to understand a lot of this shit going on, I'd tell my mama, Mom, I told you, look at the trees around people's houses and look at how the branches coming towards the trees, and on the other side there are no branches. Well, I'm finna show them. Like, cause at the time, just like your tree, this the tree, this on the tree yeah, but I'm finna call my bad. I got it. Let me show y'all, cause I always show it. I have to, cause I do a lot of live streaming. She probably don't remember though. They don't remember shit to the white man. Tell them again. Shit, y'all. So look at this tree. It's this side of the tree, right? Now look at this side of the tree. All the branches from this side of the tree is going to that side of the tree. Y'all get what you get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm able to oh shit. I don't think y'all was able to see it. My phone probably got. So look up there how even this branch, the lowest branch right here, is trying to curve back that way. The ones up there are higher than the house. The ones that's up there and going out are higher than the house. But the ones on the house level they're growing to the energy from the house. The energy, I don't know really how, I don't know the words to explain it, but I've always naturally understood that y'all get what I'm saying? Because the trees move off us too, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's facts. And even like if you ever go out there, the branches on that side, they curving. They don't, none of them, it stops curving when it's past the house. Can't make this shit up. What's it lock? Okay. See, y'all, this is what I love to do. This is the type of shit like real deal scientist slash teacher slash genius slash Gemini. Alright, back to the goddamn back to slash tarot reader. I mean, it's like I love doing readings, but since I'm a Gemini, I have to balance out everything I love to do. I can't just be doing one thing.
A virtual reality.
Feel like, you know,
which means that somewhere out there is another world where we exist, what we maybe call our higher selves, or how we want to think of it.
Bless you, my
projecting consciousness into this world. But there were a series of experiments that were done back in the year 2001. It was the first time.
Inside of Teslas.
I refuse to own a Tesla.
Evidence.
It's like people can say what y'all can say what y'all want, but electricity, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Even the solar powered shit is electricity. It's natural electricity. It's not okay. It causes illnesses in our bodies. We can try to act like we don't know. Just like it would make sense for most witches are minimalists. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, just like I know a lot of witches that are real wealthy, or teachers, or spiritualists, right? I'm gonna stop saying witches. But I know most spiritualists, they keep stones and crystals that, you know, protect them from all that energy and all this, that, and the third. So yeah, you know.
It's overwhelming that we are living in a simulated reality, a virtual reality.
It is overwhelming, especially when you're the only one, like,
which means that somewhere out there is another world where we exist, what we maybe call our higher selves, or how we want to think of it, projecting consciousness into this world. But there were a series of experiments that were done back in the year 2001. It was the first time this concept was taken seriously. You know, all the ancient traditions tell us that we're living the Maya, we're living the illusion, biblical perspective. It says that this world's temporary, that we come from somewhere else, we're learning something here that we're going to need when we get to the next world. But, you know, so the ideas are not new. The first time science really took a hard look at this, Nick Bostrom, in the year 2001, created an algorithm, and he plugged in all the variables of life and civilization and governments and finance and humans and babies and everything into this algorithm. And I think probably even to his surprise, the odds, what he found was the odds statistically were greater that
never been desperate to do no reading. See, y'all, I had a reading to do.
Virtual reality than that we are not.
Well, I was gonna talk about it on here. What the fuck? The thing that I could put up the back.
Surprised to see the amount of money I spend a year on security. It's like you're security right now in here. Yeah, I spend millions on millions of dollars a year in security. Like some months I spend over $1 million on security.
So the Akenbora
But y'all think this shit crazy, baby. Look, hey, I like his channel. I like his channel. Let me see.
Biblical perspective. It says that this world's temporary, that we come from somewhere else, we're learning something here that we're going to need when we get to the next world. But, you know, so the ideas
I'm waking over up at 2 o'clock.
The first time science really took a hard look at this,
I don't think I'm going to do that.
Nick Bostrom, in the year 2001, created an algorithm, and he plugged in all the variables of life and civilization and governments and finance and humans and babies and everything.
Who?
Yeah, we're living the Maya, we're living the illusion, biblical perspective.
Living in the
It says
mind.
that this world's temporary, that we come from somewhere else, we're learning something here that we're going to need when we get to the next world. You know, so the ideas are not new. The first time science really took a hard look at this, Nick Bostrom in the year 2001.
Nick Bostrom. Say it with me, chat. Nick Bostrom. Nick Bostrom. Nick Bostrom. There's no point for me to look it up, because unless I watch it right now, you know, y'all get my drift. Let me see, actually. Oh no. Night, what you got going on, gang? That's the only reason I was rushing to, I don't know why green. I know why. Alright, so.
You taking them out? No.
Okay. I figured that's I see how peaceful it should be. I'm doing what I want to do. Everybody really doing what they want.
Created an algorithm, and he plugged in all the variables of life and civilization and governments
and
and
your family, you supposed to, like, as in like your kids, you supposed to have control. You know what I'm saying? Like, what mother is safe in the mind when they don't know what the hell their kids are? Not me. I'm able to take breaks like a motherfucker because I got so much I'm at my family's house.
and ants and humans and babies and everything into this algorithm. And I think probably even to his surprise, the odds, what he found was the odds statistically are greater that we are living in a simulated, a virtual reality than that we are not.
You would be surprised to see the amount of money I spend a year on security. It's like
your security right now in here.
Yeah, I spend millions upon millions upon millions of dollars a year in security. Like some months I spend over $1 million on security.
So the Ask4 artifacts were discovered in Mexico in 1994. They consisted of 33,000 artifacts found, and the carbon date put them back 6,500 years ago, which would have been 4,500 BC. Jeez. And these artifacts were so strange, and I've never heard of them, probably because the story's trying to get swamped over by the Smithsonian. But these artifacts, they consisted of like stone and clay, like figurines and stuff of like dinosaurs.
Oh.
And like there was one figurine of a warrior riding a triceratops.
Wow.
Yeah. Imagine. And then they had other figurines of like mermaids, human-animal hybrids. They even had one that looked like Bigfoot, and like just this crazy stuff that like totally messes with the whole narrative that humans interacted with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Because there's a
timeline
riding a dinosaur.
The timeline is scrambled.
And so it was authenticated by 3 men in the profession that were like, they knew what they were looking at and what they were talking about. But then the Smithsonian, like, no, this is all, it's a fraud. None of these are real. They said, we're going to carbon data ourselves, and they did, and they're like, these are only 30 years old.
You know, there has to be some kind of truth to it because, you know, they're pulling these ideas out of the ether from somewhere, right? The ideas of dinosaurs and these mythical creatures. They're coming from somewhere, you know, and so I don't know. There's a lot to be discussed on that topic.
Leaked 200-page internal document just exposed the secret rules for Meta's AI, and they are horrifying. The official policy seen by Reuters explicitly permitted the AI to engage a child in romantic or sensual conversations, generate false medical information, and even help users argue that black people are dumber than white people. This isn't a theory, these were the approved rules, and they've had deadly consequences. A 76-year-old man was convinced by a flirty Meta AI bot that it was a real person. It lured him to an address where he had an accident and died. After the leak, Meta claimed the rules were erroneous and had them removed. This wasn't a bug, this was their official policy, approved by their own chief ethicist. And it reveals the terrifying truth. They're not building a tool, they're building an influence machine.
What all does Mark Zuckerberg have going on over there at Facebook, man? I mean, do people really still use that platform anyway?
There was this Ouija board, the old kids' Ouija board.
I slowed down the video. That's why he was talking slow. I was like, why are you talking slow?
Before we do, why don't we try it?
Despite Russell being a skeptic, he agreed.
Ouija board. I said, we're going to throw this thing out. Get rid of it, burn it. But before we do, why don't we try it?
Despite Russell being a skeptic, he agreed to participate, and together with their nanny and friend, they began a Ouija board session. Blindfolded and unable to see the board, Russell and the nanny moved the planchette while Horn carefully recorded the letters. Horn opened with a question.
I said, who is with us now? Said, new baby Russell.
No.
And I just told him, and I get the chills just thinking.
Shockingly, the planchette spelled out, clearly and chillingly, new baby Russell.
I said, who is with us now? Said, new baby Russell.
No.
And I just told him, and I get the chills just thinking about it.
At this point, Horn had 2 children, Oliver and Kate Hudson, from a previous relationship, and was not yet pregnant with her 3rd child.
She could just leave well enough alone. See, when curiosity gets the best of you, you're going to mess around and find out. And she definitely did.
Everything that happened on the news today, but it's going to be simplified in 60 seconds. The Netflix app is officially about to start working on 60 different types of TVs next month, with thousands of people losing access. They're saying that Sony and Apple TVs are included in this, but here's the first list, and then here's the second list, and then here's the third list. If your TV is on this list, you're no longer going to be able to have Netflix. A father and daughter duo finally decode an alien signal from Mars 1 year after it was released. Okay. Basically, this was not a real alien signal. It was actually sent by the SETI Institute as a game a year ago. Obviously, they were finally able to crack the code, and they found out that it's actually an image of 5 amino acids. So, for example, like hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. People are only just finding out what Google really stands for after nearly 30 years. So they're saying that Google is actually just a misspelling of the word Google, and they're saying that if you don't know what that is, it basically means the number 1 followed by 100 zeros. I don't know what that means, but okay.
This was the first time someone controlled 2 APL processors.
I mean, it's a simulation. Google probably created this. I ain't gonna go back on it. We did.
Prosthetic limbs at once with their mind. To achieve this, the 2-limb amputee had to undergo a special surgery that rerouted nerves into still functioning muscles.
If time and space are continuous, as it were, shoot an arrow and have it hit the wall. Why can't I shoot? Of course I can shoot an arrow and hit the wall. What the hell are you talking about, right? You know, do it right now and show you I can do it. No, you can't. Why not? Well, because both space and time are continuous. You shoot the arrow. In order to get to the wall, you'll agree it has to pass the halfway mark. And then between there and the wall, there's another halfway mark. And then again, and then again, and then again, and then again. I always subdivide by half. Now, if space and time are continuous, that set of divisions never ends. For the arrow to get to the wall, you have to complete an infinite sequence. But you can't complete an infinite sequence. To complete a sequence of tasks, you have to get to the last one. But in an infinite sequence, there is no last one. So you can't complete it. So that means the arrow can never get to the wall. There's something wrong with that argument. It's not true that to complete a sequence, you have to get to the last one. To complete a sequence, you have to do every one. If there's no last one, so what? As long as you do every one, you completed the sequence. So this is Aristotle's answer. There's an infinite sequence of these spatial units, a half, and then a quarter, and then an eighth, and then, you know, always going down by half. Yes. And time is equally divisible. So there's a period of time in which you will complete that task, that test, that test, that test, that test.
First official promo look at the Backrooms movie coming out by age 24 just dropped a few days ago. Let's take a closer look at it. Here's a quick timeline up to now. Back in 2019 on 4chan, somebody posted this photo that existed on the internet for quite some time, which would be later known as the Backrooms. The lore grew from there, but in early 2022, a YouTuber, Kane Parsons, he started a series of bathroom shorts on YouTube, which went viral, and as of now, they have millions of views. In February of 2023, A24 announced that they would be working on a film based on Kane Parsons' videos. Kane Parsons would even be directing, which will make him the youngest A24 director in their history. Kane Parsons' bathroom series follows the events of a research company called Async. During these videos, we see them discover the backrooms, the expeditions into it, and the consequences of being it. On July 10th, we got an update that Mark Cloud will be joining the cast of the movie. July 19th, a TikTok user posted this video of the movie being shot in their neighborhood. August 11th, A24 posted this image to their socials. And if you look super close, you can see the pattern of the chevron wallpaper in the OG Backrooms photo, which is the first official promo released since the announcement of this film from A24. I feel like we're going to start seeing a lot more promo from it from A24, and I can't wait. And hopefully we get a trailer soon, just even a teaser. I am ready, and less is more.
Apparently not even monks can be trusted anymore after police in Thailand busted at least 9 monks, some in senior positions after they stole millions of dollars from their Buddhist temple. What was the money for, you ask? It was hush money being paid to a woman they were all sleeping with. The report said that an abbot had left the monkhood after being caught sleeping with a woman, which of course they're prohibited from doing.
Yeah.
So police learned that a woman in her mid-30s, who they're referring to as Miss Golf, had slept with this monk and then demanded money from him. Well, they start digging into Miss Golf a little more and find out that she had 80,000 photos and videos of her sleeping with at least 9 other monks. Over the last 3 years, she had extorted $11 million from these celibate monks. The woman was arrested for extortion, receiving stolen property, and money laundering.
She's pretty,
but as
too.
far as I can tell, the men, the monks, weren't arrested for stealing the money from their temple. Apparently, this is a massive issue in Thailand right now. I guess in 2022, an entire temple was left empty after all the monks were arrested in a drug raid.
History will continue to repeat itself.
I just feel like
Eve distracted.
they was probably doing some type of trans sex magic. That's the best way I can sync it.
And these monks let a single woman come in and strike them. It's crazy.
This never happened, and I can guarantee you've not seen this before. The movie Home Alone, millions of people swear that this one scene happened. There's a scene where Marv and Harry are driving past a church and looking in. Marv then says, "This place gives me the creeps, we all remember that." But it never happened. Millions, and I mean genuinely millions of people remember a movie called Shazam, not the popular superhero movie that came.
That most definitely happened on Home Alone. When he passed by the manger and where Jesus was born and passed by the church, and he was like, "This place gives me the creeps." That most definitely happened at Home Alone. It ain't just like back in the day, Kanye West had discovered that he can go back and add to his music on streaming services. He can just go back and add the new version of his music. So it doesn't surprise me that people go back and tweak movies and shit, you know what I mean, to make them more appropriate for these times.
Not recently. I'm talking about an OG movie from the 80s called Shazam that featured Sinbad. But of course, again, this movie never existed. The most famous one, you probably have seen the emojis that didn't exist. What's been claimed that the water emoji existed, but
Yes. Well, what happened to your Nutella?
everybody, and I mean everybody, remembers in the Disney intro.
Do you know what? I'm finna get off live. Y'all stay up and be like, stay lit. I'm tired. And I gotta go check on my reading.